Hi there, I'm Mike Winrow from DL. Welcome to Sauce It with Verstegen. Today we're making Irish stew. We'll be using beef today, but also it can be made of lamb or 50-50, whichever you find your customers would like best. So let's set about making our Irish stew. So what we'll do is we'll take some prime beef dice. Ideally what you want is something like rump tips or thick flank. Do not use 4/4 meat, as this has got to be a quick cook product within 50 to 60 minutes, so we need a prime cut. Okay? Then traditionally always diced potato. Keep it diced because you obviously again want it to cook within the time limit. Again, traditionally is always leeks. Then some nice chunky red onion because simply the visual of it, also less moisture content than white. Some mushrooms chunkily cut, some celery, some battened carrots, again as they cook nice and quickly within the time limit. And that's our veg. All nice fresh vegetables. Some Verstegen products, gourmet game pepper sauce, beautiful smooth pepper sauce, again using Lampong pepper and Montauk, finest quality peppers in the world. Our haché sauce, which is a beautiful thick onion gravy. We're going to use a product today and introduce a product called DS Binding. What this is for, it absorbs any extra juices out of the meat or out of the vegetable and will keep the whole thing together superbly once being cooked. And then to pre-season our meat, we will be using some beefsteak spices. What we can do prior to applying our binder and seasoning is, if you wish, is to just tenderize our beef. What this will do is open up the meat muscle to allow the seasoning and the binder to actually get internally into our mixture. Using one of the Jacquard tenderizers, handy little tool, every butcher should have one of these. Just simply put your meat onto a nice cutting board and just tenderize the meat throughout, and that'll just obviously improve our cooking time. As I say, this is a quick cook product. That's it. Now we've tenderised our beef, and all we need to do now is add it into our mixing bowl to start adding the other ingredients. Pre-seasoning, we're going to use beefsteak spices, which will complement obviously the beef flavours. Prior to applying any vegetable or sauce, we always add a pre-seasoning to the meat. So let's just sprinkle on a nice coating and then just blend those in, making sure it's evenly distributed all throughout. And as I mentioned, this is all using the finest quality ingredients. And then our DS Binding, which, as I previously said, will absorb any excess fluids which are there out of the vegetables and the meat. Make sure you coat it well all over. And I say that will help to absorb any excess fluids which were within the casserole. Again, make sure it's well coated. Lots of nice fresh vegetables, that's the key to this product. Nice chunky, fresh cut vegetables. Okay, so let's start adding them in. So first of all, the main ingredient, potatoes. Got to have potatoes in an Irish product, haven't we? Then some leek, again very traditional Irish product. Battened carrots, some red onions, as previously mentioned, very visual but also less moisture content in them, unlike white ones. Some mushrooms, and then just to finish off, some celery. And then we can start to mix this up. So we end up with a blend there of about 50-50 meat to vegetables. That's our meat and vegetables mixed. So what we're going to do now is blend our sauces together. Blend sauces together to be more creative. You can come up with some quite unique flavours. Now, just remember one little rule of thumb as a tip: sauce with sauce, oil with oil. Don't mix oil and sauce together. Always blend their own types together. Right, just another little top tip that you might have previously heard is the way to when you open this up, opposite the tag, just do a little crescent cut out, as I say, to keep this nice clean face, just one simple little face which is always left, so it's easy to wipe and keep clean. Basically what we're going to do here, we're going to use approximately 3 parts of hachée and 1 part of the game wild pepper. It's up to yourself. You might wish to make it a little bit different than that to taste, please yourself, which you find the best. Right, so as I say, approximately 3 parts of this, and then 1 part of our gourmet game sauce. This is a nice thick peppery sauce, and then simply just blend the two together. You'll also find this will change colour and go a really nice rich deep colour. Make sure it's thoroughly blended, and there you have a really nice rich thick onion gravy sauce. Now what we'll do now is we'll now put the sauce to the meat and vegetables. So what we'll do, just put that in. Don't worry, you can always add some more if need be. Blend that in, making sure you get it evenly distributed throughout. There we go. Blend that in. Making sure we've got everything covered. We now have our Irish stew mixture, so let's plate up. Pick a suitable bowl or tray, whichever suits you best, and then placing it all in. And as I have previously mentioned before, don't play patty cake with it, keep it nice and open, like so. There we go. I have noticed we've left some. And then what we wish to do now is to just give it a nice little deco with some fresh cooked vegetables on top, just like so, and a nice little sprig of parsley. So there we go, the perfect Irish stew, absolutely grand. But one little finishing touch, again, our nice little descriptive ticket. How's that? There we have a beautiful Irish stew, which I'm sure will be highly popular. So what we want to go on to do now is to show you just how versatile Verstegen sauces are. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use this remaining mixture to make a pie. We can be extremely versatile in the type of pie we manufacture, whether it's a traditional Scottish type pie with a filling pastry on top, or we can do individual full pastry pies. It's up to yourself. Quite a selection of different foils available from DL depots. So all we simply need to make our pie is obviously our pre-cooked mixture, some puff pastry, pre-rolled puff pastry, and some egg wash. And it's as simple as that. So the first thing we're going to do is fill our foil with our cooked mixture. It's very important that we don't overfill this, as you will get some expansion, so keep it just below the rim. Just check to see that you've not overfilled it. Little spot more, and that's just about right. Maybe just a touch more there. There we go, like so. Right, our puff pastry, do remember one thing when using puff pastry, it is vital that you make sure it has totally defrosted, because if you try and work it prior to that, it will just crack. Make sure it's got to room temperature. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put our pastry onto the top of our pie, placing it on nice and carefully. Just find the rim of the pie, and then what you can use, if you wish, some people like to thumb it on, or you can use a fork, whichever you find suits you best, and just keep going all the way around. Gives it a nice professional appearance. All the way round. Don't let your paste get too warm, otherwise it just tends to go a little bit unworkable. There you go. Once you've got all the way round, then cut off your excess paste. Keep going all the way round. This paste, unfortunately, just a little bit too soft. Unfortunately, our studio lights here are not helping us too much, but that's not a problem. Under your conditions, it won't be too much of a problem. There we go. Don't worry about our excess paste there. We can actually utilise that later on. And there we go. And very important, make sure you put some steam release holes in the top, like so. So what we need to do now is to egg wash our pie, our pastry. Now, depending on which region you come from, different variations. Some people like it just a nice golden colour, some people like it a nice deep rich nutty brown colour. So just apply it how you think your customers would like it. If you want that rich colour, when the pie comes out the oven baked, give it another coat. That'll give you that nice deep colour. Now remember the excess paste we had, we can utilise that. Being sure with puff pastry, don't make it into a ball, keep it nice and flat, otherwise it's not workable. Just utilise it by adding it on. What you can do is just make that pie that little bit more creative. So simply, I've just made up here some simple little leaves, place them on. If you go to any good confectionery suppliers, you can buy yourself a little press ready done, which does them for you, like so. Not only does it look good, also, hey, life really is a bowl of cherries, isn't it? Look at that. Okay, there we go. Just give that little added little touch to it. What you've got here is you've got a product that looks superb, great flavour, great taste, is great value for your customer, but also fantastic profits for you. Be creative. So there we are, two superb products from just one recipe. Again, just showing the total versatility of Verstegen products. But as that last little finishing touch, what we want again is our label, just to complete the picture. There we go. Once again, thanks for watching. See you again on Sauce It with Verstegen.